Hi everybody, so I am here to do my weekly check-in. I am down 0.75 inches. I did not weigh myself. Well, I weighed myself this morning, and from last month, I've only lost, I shouldn't say only, I have lost 2.5 pounds, which doesn't really feel like a lot considering how much I actually weigh. But I did lose 12.25 inches, so muscle gain, I'm not sure. And this week I lost, like I said, 0.75 inches. I lost half of an inch around my waist, half of an inch around my bust, and I weirdly gained 0.25 inches on my thigh. Not really sure what happened there. Maybe I did a lot more leg work than I normally do. I am today on day 35 of the Chloe Ting 8-week challenge. I will actually add her information down below in my description this time. I don't believe I did that in my last video. I did want to take a moment to talk about, change is hard, and if you're on this weight loss journey as well, or if you're on a weight loss journey, I get it. It really sucks. It's really difficult. You have to make incremental changes for them to actually stick. So one of the things that I am trying to do is I am trying to set up monthly goals for myself to kind of help with these like lifelong changes. And they're goals that they're things I should be doing, right? Like I should be drinking more water. I should be trying to do cardio 3 times a week, things like that. So this month, my goal is to try to do yoga 3 times a week. I am awful at stretching. I rarely do it after a workout, and I really should, especially because I can feel like my muscles are super tight, and if I just did some stretching, even if it's only like 10 minutes, that would be better than doing a whole lot of zero. And the yoga that I'll be doing is more stretching style yoga, not like power yoga or weight loss type yoga, because I mentioned this, I think, in my last video. My preference is to do weight training and to do some form of cardio. And yes, I know yoga is a form of weight training. That's just not my preferred style of weight training. My preferred style of weight training is actually lifting weights versus just using my body weight. And let me see, like my goal last month was to try to use the elliptical at least 3 times a week. And so I did that, and I'm going to continue to do so. Because it's actually getting pretty nice out and not raining, I am also trying to walk in the evenings, preferably after I've eaten, just to kind of like help digest. My goals are, my little mini goals for myself is that every time I take the same route and every time I take the walk, I try to speed up my time. So right now I am the slowest walker. So I am doing almost 2 miles and it's taking me about 45 minutes. But today I did it in 41 minutes. So yay for me for knocking off 4 minutes. I also want to talk a little bit about like food. I think I mentioned in my last video that I would try to start doing some food stuff as well. I once again have not done anything with food, no pictures, no nothing. My food is primarily vegetable and lean meat base. I'm not a vegetarian, obviously, like I just said, I do lean meats. So like this week I pretty much had like a cauliflower curry. I had made myself a tofu curry, and then I also had some butter chicken. Well, butter chicken, it wasn't really butter chicken. It was basically for my kid. So it was like baby style version of butter chicken. And that was pretty much what I ate. Oh, and then I also made I made a southern dish of red beans and rice, which was delicious, but it does have like andouille sausage in it. So anyway, but the reason I was bringing it up is because I just want to say, eating is such a huge part of losing weight. I'm sure everyone's heard this. Whatever I'm saying is not going to be anything new, but I also understand how hard it is, especially if you enjoy eating food that's not necessarily good for you. So, or I shouldn't say not good for you, but it's good in moderation, just like all things, right? They're good in moderation. I really love baking, which is a huge problem for me, obviously. In terms of the weight loss goal or journey, I'm actually taking a baking class. So I'm sitting here and I'm like making cookies. But I am just, again, it's about moderation, right? Like I'm making these cookies and I'm handing them out to my neighbors. And I just want to say, like, incremental changes are super important, and they're what's going to really help anybody really kind of change their lifestyle. So like my goal for last month in terms of lifestyle change for food was to try to drink more water. Ideally, with my activities and my size, I should be drinking like 10 to 12 cups of water a day. Right now I'm hitting about 10 cups. I am trying to increase it, but it's so hard. And I know drinking a bunch of water all freaking day sucks because it's water and it makes you have to pee a lot, right? It's not awesome. But I do want to say, like, it's important, right? It's important to try to make like these small changes. And I think that's it for me. My weight's not budging, which is always really disappointing, but this is why I also take the measurements. And so if you're like me and your body is just like, I'm gonna keep the weight forever. Okay, not forever, but you're a little bit slower to lose weight in the beginning, which I am. Take your measurements and try to do that weekly. Don't do that every day. I feel like it'll drive you crazy if you do it every day, but that's just another form for you to kind of capture and figure out what's happening with your body. Because like I said, right, not everyone loses weight at the same rate. So I know it's really hard sometimes, especially if you have friends that are also on this weight loss journey, because it's all about like, you're like, oh, how much weight did you lose? And they tell you and you're like, okay, cool, I totally did not lose that much weight. But you know, and so cliche, I know, but it really is against yourself versus against other people, just because you're your own person, right? So anyway, that was my update for this week. Next week, I will try and be better about actually taking pictures of my food so that I can post them along with the video so you guys can kind of also see what I'm eating. And I'll chat with y'all next week. Bye.